on our Sunday show. I've got to apologize. That was 100% my fault having to come to Thunder Bay for work. But tonight we have two very special guests. If we can start here in the top corner, introduce yourself, my friend. Let us know what band you're in, and then we'll go down to Draven afterwards.
All right. I'm Eddie. I'm the singer and guitar player from the Noctambulance from Jacksonville, Florida. So we're way down here in the South.
No, man, it's an honor to have you guys back on. When I reached out to you guys for this month, and
we play, a form of black metal.
Yeah, it's got that southern blackness to it. It's not like full on no Regent burn the house down, but it's still good, man. It's still got that beat to it, right? Like
it has the soul of Norwegian black metal, but it's too hot here. We can't be doing all that.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Spend some time down your way, right? So you guys get that humidity too down on the peninsula there, right? So
it's what is it? It's 9 o'clock at night and the AC's blasting and I'm still sweating. It's still hot in here.
That's crazy. As I said, I was on my way up north. We're at the top end of Ontario before you have to get a fly-in plane to go any further north, right? So it's different here. What the sun goes down at 10 o'clock at night now, right? So but we also have Draven on tonight, man. Please introduce yourself, even though you need no introduction either.
Just little old Draven over here.
Where are you coming from today, man? I see you're not in the woods now. Are you still in the woods or what?
I'm just chilling outside. I was just having a cigarette and having another cigarette outside. Probably go in so there's light, so I'm not sitting in the dark. Yeah.
Have a quick drag, right?
Yeah, have a quick drag, man.
You're all the way from
New York. Yeah. Long Island. Yeah.
Long Island.
Yeah. We're out here, man. We're out here.
I can't help but laugh at that, man. Sorry about that.
Well, at least we're all in the same time zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a nice change.
Yeah. You're not in 8 o'clock, and I'm over here at 4. You're over there at 6 a.m. We're in a good time.
Yeah.
No. So, you guys got some new stuff coming out soon, do you know? Both of you guys, actually, if I remember correctly.
Oh shit.
Anyone can. Sorry, man. There's a whole crew of us up here, right? So the door's open. People.
Yeah, we're working on getting physical distribution of our last EP because we did a DIY because we split with our last label and we just wanted to kind of get something out there, and the response had been uncomfortably positive. And everyone kept asking for physical releases. So we've been talking to a label in Europe that might be handling that. We've got the contracts in the mail. So hopefully it looks good and we can get everything settled with that. And then we're going to start writing our next album. And we got word that we have a big tour lined up for next year, doing Midwest and East Coast. So looking forward to that.
No way, man. That's awesome. Are you guys going to be possibly up towards the border in Ontario? New Yorkish, or?
So the guy that is booking it is in New York. We played with his band a number of times. Up and down the East Coast. So hopefully he'll get some shows up north.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be nice, man.
Yeah, because this band has never played in Canada.
No, that's correct. Now, you've played in. This isn't your first band, obviously, then, right?
No, I've been a hired gun and touring guitar player, and I've been in other bands. So I have played in other bands that have toured extensively, but this particular my band has not yet played Canada. Every time I've been to Canada, I'm playing someone else's music.
Yeah. So it'd be nice when you finally get up our way.
Yeah.
Get to hear you guys with the new album, you know.
Yeah, we have a new lead guitar player who complements our style really well. He's comes from a little different background. He's more of like a tech death background, so he's got that real nice right hand rhythm. So we're looking forward to doing some with him.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Now I'm running this off my phone because I am in the hotel room, so I apologize for the chats. But we have quite a few people watching and saying hi. I want to give everyone a little hello. All right. So what's the music scene down there now? Like, we're up here, up north. Fuck, we're pretty far north. So they're opening with phase 3 now. Like, I don't know if that means anything, but like, are you guys like open and able to go to a bar or do a show, you know?
In Florida, for better or worse, Florida's like wide open. You can do whatever you want. Again, I mean, and then like, not to get too tinfoil hat, but like, apparently the COVID rates are like spiking now. But they're shutting all the testing centers down. So I'm like, are they just trying to be like, nah, there's no COVID here because no one can get tested? It's real weird. But you can do whatever you want. Like their shows. Like I'm my main gig is I'm a stagehand. I do audio production. And I'm working this weekend, working the Green Day show. So I'll be loading in Green Day to the stadium, building their set, loading it out. So I mean, it's a stadium show. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you like Green Day?
1994 me really liked Green Day.
Yes. They were kind of an influence on me as well, right? Like,
dude, I'm not even gonna lie. When I was in 6th grade, I think Dookie came out, and it was just like, it was just fun. And then of course it went downhill from there. But no, man, I won't lie. Like, I own
Dookie
Green Day.
was a phenomenal album as far as Green Day went, right? Like that was. Yeah. They never topped it as far as I'm concerned, but that album was what kind of introduced me into that punk scene, because up until that time I was like Motorhead, Pantera, Slayer, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and that's the exact same. Like I listened to a lot of different stuff, but they were really my first foray into punk. And actually from them I got to the Misfits, which changed my whole life.
Oh, yeah. So, that's true, though. That band, I think everyone that heard that band at our time in life, even now, Draven's a little younger than us. He can probably tell us when he first heard it, too. You know what I mean? Like, that was like a game changer as far as punk and being, fuck you. This is what we're doing kind of thing.
I learned how to play guitar
next
by
to
listening
Motorhead.
To the Misfits. So, I mean, like, that's why I suck at guitar, because I learned by playing punk. Like if I'd grown up playing Van Halen, I'd be a much better guitar player. But no, I learned on the Misfits.
No, I'm the same way. Like Motorhead and stuff, as much as guitar as they were, and then it was like Green Day, and then a bunch of punk for a bit. I don't play Van Halen style music at all, right? So,
I mean, I can play the shit out of 4 power chords.
Oh my god, yeah! I learned guitar from like Nirvana and the Ramones and Stooges and stuff like that. Like it was just like little simple power chords that you were just like, now I'm a professional guitarist.
Oh yeah, and dude, I learned. I mean, not to get too weird here, but I learned how to play second inversions. Which anyone, second inversion is where you add the lower like fourth. I think it's just, whatever. Yeah, but it was Social Distortion that I first heard playing that. So it was another punk band. And now I do that all the time. I'm always hitting that. But yeah, it was a punk band that showed me that. And use that metal all the time.
No, it's true. I found myself back in the day doing a lot of detuning and just barring shit. But now I've been taking the older tunes. ARD, the boss man's yelling at you. I'll pawn it off on the young guy with me. Yeah, go out there and deal with that shit. I'm live in the air, but
Yeah, man.
yeah,
He's
I
on the
found
phone.
myself now. I'm kind of rewriting that stuff, putting it into regular tune, and figuring out a different way to play that song. You know.
It's funny. Not that this means anything, but I was listening to fucking remember Days of the New? Remember the one like acoustic rock band from the mid '90s?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
I
was
remember
listening to
they
them
had
on
a
the
few
radio
good
the other
songs.
day. Like I was going running and they came on my radio, and I'm like, first of all, I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I was like, this song would be super heavy if they weren't playing acoustics. And
Yeah.
eventually, when I'm bored in recording, because you can only record for so long before you get tired of playing the same song over the day, I might cover some Days in the New and never let anyone hear it because it'll be embarrassing.
That's so true. I do a couple of covers. I always tell people I don't play covers, but I do a couple. But yeah, they're a lot heavier than they're supposed to be in that sense. Like they're totally different than what the original artist intended, right?
Yeah, it's every time I record an album, I've always recorded 2 or 3 covers just because again, it's like a palate cleanser because I have to get the same song out of my head, so I do something else. So
now, Draven, with your singing and stuff, I know you cover a lot of bands. And as far as that goes, like, how do you find the range to kind of? I've heard you play the Rolling Stones, you've done the Doors. You know what I mean? That's quite the different range on singing. How do you pull that off, bud?
That's a really good question. I'm not really sure. It's just songs that I think I listen to over and over and over and over again. So when I guess, behind the microphone, I just kind of like jump into their, persona, and I kind of pretend that I'm Mick Jagger or Jim Morrison or Steven Tyler, or, all these different, musicians and everything. But yeah, I don't know. It just comes out, man.
Well, you can see it on your live stuff because you do live every Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saturday.
and you have that Mick. We talked about this last time you were on the show. That chicken dance that Mick Jagger does, and you have that tone of voice and that atmosphere when you're singing Jim Morris. It's
Yeah. I love. It's scary to sing his stuff because, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like getting into his world and everything. It's like I'm putting myself in his shoes or whatever. So whenever I sing the Doors, it's just like I'm like, he was just like this free spirit or whatever. It's just like intense. But yeah, Mick Jagger's pretty fun. The Rolling Stones, man. Yeah, good shit.
That's awesome. They wouldn't let me put on my music all the way up here, man. They're like, no. You're not allowed to put nothing on, right? It's so heavy and like so in your face, fucking.
Oh, you mean it's not just Green Day for 12 hours?
No, not for 12. Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Speaking of punk music, though, man, like Cross Dog out of Peterborough here in Ontario, fuck, you guys should check them out, though. Like, if you like Green Day and stuff, they're like a way heavier version of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Green Day never rubbed off on me. I mean, I'm not saying they're a shitty band or anything, but I mean, like, more or less, maybe in the 90s they were okay, but now it's like,
yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of Green Day. I don't know. I'll be honest. I really don't like Green Day.
I don't think you're going to hurt anyone's feelings if you say that.
No, definitely not mine, that's for sure, right? Well, you're a generation behind us, you know what I mean? So, like, what music did you hear growing up then? Like, I know your mom's has obviously been a big influence on your stuff and what you listen to, right? So,
not particularly, to be quite frank.
yeah?
I mean, my mom grew up.
She's always online with you, right?
She grew up listening to, the pop of the 80s, like George Michael and Cyndi Lauper and Madonna and Cher and all these like fantastic, musicians or artists or whatever, performers. But I don't know. My mom really never got me into rock. I just kind of like stumbled upon it. And I was like, oh, I really like this. I dig this, and then I just kept getting deeper and deeper into it. And that was it. My mom really never influenced me on that level of stuff.
No, I don't know. She seems like she's very supportive when you're online and stuff. You know what I mean? So I always figured maybe she
is
had an
now.
influence on the music you actually listen to and stuff, right? So.
I mean, she is.
But that's
now.
why I ask these questions, man.
At the beginning,
let's get in depth today.
It wasn't always a pretty sight. She would be like, "What's this fucking loud music? And why are you always screaming and yelling? And like nobody can understand what the fuck you're saying." And I'm like, "Mom, it's music. It's rock."
Yeah.
But now it's nothing. Now it's more like, okay, go do your thing. So that's cool.
Well, I remember the first time my parents were concerned about my music was when I found Marilyn Manson.
Oh,
and my stepdad sat down and had some beers with me after, a Saturday cutting the lawn, raking leaves and this and that. Fucking, we're worried about you, son. He says, right? Because that was when he came out with fucking Smells Like Children.
Oh,
right?
I know how old you are.
Yeah, right? I'm an old boy now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Smells Like Children was great.
Yeah.
Oh, that album was fantastic, but
I mean, Antichrist Superstar, I think, was probably my favorite, but Smells Like Children was really good.
Yeah.
Portrait of American Family was good. Again, I was a real big Marilyn Manson fan up until Antichrist Superstar, because he really blended just like catchy music with like industrial, not quite metal, but he was really good.
No, I would say like when I was learning the guitar was in around that time too. And a lot of the riffs I can play from Manson are off the Antichrist Superstar, just from listening to it so much, playing it over and over, learning on my guitar, right? But
John Davidson saw Marilyn open for Nine Inch Nails. That's how old I am. Yes, John David is my.
Oh my God! Yeah, 100%, my friend. Fucking.
John David needs to.
What was your very first concert then? Let's date yourselves for your very first show. Then.
Draven, what's your first concert?
Yeah.
Jeez, just put me in the spot. Why don't you? My first concert was it was Collective Soul. I went to go see Collective Soul.
Oh man, that's how young you are. That's amazing.
Yeah, he kicked somebody out. Actually, he got pissed off. I remember he was like on his acoustic guitar, and then he just stopped. And then he started cursing somebody out in the crowd, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "This is awesome." Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
So, I think not counting like cover bands, because both my parents are classical musicians, so I grew up going to the symphony, and at one point they had a Led Zeppelin cover band play with them, but not counting any of that, I want to say it was Danzig doing.
Wow.
Like Danzig 5 or Danzig 6.
Year or two before my time.
It was either because I was young, and I remember I got to the venue 10 hours early, and at the time I'm like a teenager, got long hair. The venue thought I was working for Danzig, and I'm like, no, I'm just. If I'd known better, I'd have lied, be like, fuck yeah, I'm working for Danzig, let me in. But actually. At that show, I got a crowd surfer dropped on me, and I broke 2 ribs and fractured my sternum.
No way, man! That's quite the first show, bud.
I can't remember which tour it was. It might have been 666, Satan's Child, but still, that was Danzig was great. And then I saw the Deftones during the 2000s came to Jacksonville, Florida constantly. So I saw the Deftones. I've probably seen them more than. I think I've seen Cradle of Filth probably more than the Deftones, but I've seen the Deftones.
Oh wow!
Just because they're like
Cradle of Filth not long ago, before the pandemic, obviously, right? But they finally came to Canada, right?
All right. Well, what was your favorite live show?
For me?
Anybody? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, My absolute favorite lineup I ever seen was fucking Mushroom Head and Rammstein.
Okay.
Nice.
That was way back when, too, man. That was the first time Rammstein ever played in Canada, and they played at what back then was known as the Docks. And I heard it on the radio. And at the time, I was a supervisor. So I looked at everyone, fucking pack it up, bud. I'm going to the Docks. Shut the site down. Made everyone leave, go home early, man. I took off to the Docks and fucking... I had my pants ripped off me that night in the mosh pit. Fucking...
I mean, it's a
I had
Rammstein show. That
tearaways
happens.
on. Let me rephrase. I had tearaways on, man. And some fortunate woman in the crowd realized that's what I was wearing, and off my pants went, right?
Okay, that's legit.
Best concert ever. My first ever real concert, though, was AC/DC.
Woo!
Back in Black, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. At the Sky Dome, bud. Toronto.
Yeah, that'd be a good show.
Sick.
Yeah.
Man.
They brought out the cannons, did the 21-gun salute. Oh, it was fantastic, man.
Yeah. When did Back in Black come out?
94. They might have came out 93, and then by the time the tour was done here, it was 94 for sure.
Huh. All right. Yeah, no, I've only seen AC/DC once, and it was much later. Much later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your absolute ultimate band that you paid the most you could buy? You know, you would have paid $1,000, but you got to go see them and stuff. Then,
Draven, what about you?
No, I think that question's for you. Wait,
all right. Well, so in a roundabout way, the band that I was playing with in 2017, we got on a string of European festivals. And so we did Vakken and a couple other ones, but we played the Midgard's Blood in Norway. And I ended up not getting paid. There was a whole big to-do. So basically, I paid a whole bunch of money to go to here because I never got. But that's a whole other story. But going to Norway on my birthday and seeing Enslaved, Gall's Weird, Solstafir, all those bands, Heilung, all that was like the best show ever because it's it's Norway, it's my birthday, it's dark, all you can see is the stars, and there's Solstafir playing, just one of the best sets I've ever seen. So it was good stuff.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
And I think I just paid off the loan I took out to pay for that tour. Hey, just in case anyone thinks touring musicians make money, we don't.
No, I always try to bring that up too, how hard, you really, when you're on tour, you're making money off your merch, and that's what's buying your food and your hotel that night,
Yep. And if that doesn't happen, then it's a slim night.
Oh.
Yeah, sleeping in the van, he says. Right? I do love the road, though. I travel a lot, right? We're all the way in Thunder Bay now, up here for a couple weeks working, and then I'll get a couple days off, and then
we did that tour in 2019, Scandinavia, and like you were talking about, our merch got jacked up, and so we did 3 of the 4 weeks with no merch to sell.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a bad time. Luckily, it was a major tour, so we still got fed and we had a place to sleep. But if there's no merch, you are not having fun.
Sorry, my roommate's dry humping the air over there, trying to make me fuck up while we're live on the air, right?
I mean, that's
These
awesome.
guys are animals. Our crew is handpicked of 5, and then there's 8 other guys that were here when we got here, already doing the work before we show up, right? So it's gonna be a crazy time for sure. Fuck you, RD. He'll be on the show this week for sure, man. I got to drag him on the next time we have a band, right? So, what? Now you do a lot of behind the scenes stuff then as well, as far as your work goes. Like you're not out, yeah. You're not
Yes.
you're not out slaving, laying bricks and the construction end, or like working at Walmart or some shit, right?
Well, I mean, things have been slow, so I actually did just pick up a flooring job, which I'd never done. So I just did a week of flooring, which is a whole new experience for me. My hands still hurt, but no.
Yeah, I hear
typically I try to do just production. Whether it's I mean, I can do a number of things with music productions and theater. Like I'm in the union down here, so if it's a stagehand gig, I can, whether it's conventions, musicals, rock concerts, I can do something. So yeah, but with COVID good, and things being so slow, it's I've been having to find alternative ways to hustle.
Close that door when you smoke that thing. We don't need that charge in the room. Oh yeah, like I know. I just talked to we just had special guests. They invited me down into the Hamilton under the Hamilton Music Guild, and they were doing a live stream or whatever. Personally invited me down and stuff, and they've had the kind of the same thing, like they try and do anything. It's been retarded for them. Like,
yeah, I was supposed to do Hamilton as a stage tech, basically. I was about to use all the technical lingo. I was like, stagehand. We'll go with that. But literally, like the week that everything shut down here because of COVID, they had to cancel Hamilton, which sucks because that was going to be like 3 weeks of working every day. Like that's that money gig right there. And yes, Draven is brown bagging it like a star.
Oh, I'm glad you guys can see the comments because I can't.
Meanwhile, I've got my hot tea and my Yoda bug, so I'm super.
And dude, if I was at home, I have two. I got fans of mine. They made me a hand knitted Yoda, a little baby Yoda, and then I bought myself a Scenty Cuddle Buddy. It's called. And he's scented, so when you squeeze him at night, he fucking smells delicious.
Well, that's awesome. All right, so what is everybody drinking that's watching or listening to this? And Draven, what are you drinking?
You're drinking out of a brown bag we see.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
It's a little brown bag of air. See, it's just air.
The bridge.
How responsible?
I'm not advertising anything here, guys. But no,
that's it. They're not paying you. Don't advertise.
Yeah,
I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Star Wars ain't paying me. I should put a tape over Yoda.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Samantha is drinking Steel Reserve. I guess she hates herself. I'm sorry.
Oh, Steel Reserve's all right.
Steel Reserve is like 8%. Alcohol.
Is this the same? Is this the same way? We're like, Green Day wasn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Steel Reserve's not bad. Yeah, no.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna wake up and drink my Steel Reserve and my King Cobra and my OE 800.
Yeah.
Samantha heard right. Yeah, that's right.
OE 800. That's got to be a fucking high class right there, baby.
Oh yeah.
Man, I wish I had some OE.
Okay, I'm looking at the comments now. Fuck, everyone's been talking tonight, eh?
Yeah. Everybody's chatty.
Yeah, man. I want to thank everybody.
Samantha, what Disney might sue me. Hey, there's Darren!
Jump in. He made it.
And he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, just like that.
He's there.
Well,
he'll be back.
The drummer from the Noctambulate was very briefly here, and then it went away.
I had a good question for him, too.
He might come back.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep a better eye out, too. He might have been sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes, too.
Slacker.
Yeah,
Sitting backstage.
I know. Been a long couple days. So with you guys playing and your riffs, like, where do you pull these riffs out of? Are you just like jamming? All of a sudden, you're like, this one's for this band, you know?
Who is that for me?
Draven jams a bit. We'll get to his question here in a second.
Okay.
So we'll give this one to you, my friend.
It's a question for you.
All right. So basically, what we do, it's a weird. Sometimes we'll jam, but it's not super common. Normally, I'll just be sitting here, with my guitars, which are right there, and I'll come up with a riff, or if I'm working in notation, I have Guitar Pro sometimes, and or I have a piano and I'll just write it out. But normally it's just I'll play a riff and I'm like, I like that, and then a few weeks later, whenever I come up with another riff, I'm like, hey, those go together, and then and from there I'll make a song, and then when I want to go to a chorus, I'll throw a chorus in there, and then bam, that's a song.
Yeah.
So has that
Nice,
been has that been your process for like songwriting for like everything, or is that just something that just kind of like happens?
I mean, most of the time I'll be sitting here, okay, whether it be I'm in Guitar Pro writing it out, or if I have my guitar, and I'll kind of work on a feel, and I try to have a feel that I'm going for, and either I'll have a verse or a chorus, or sometimes, let's say I hear a song that I really like,
Gotcha.
And like I want this song to sound in the same ballpark as that. So like let's say I've listened to, Thorns of the Crimson Death by Dissection. Like, I love that song. And so I listened to it. I was listening to the album, and I'll throw in little riffs that are similar to Dissection, but aren't, I'm not copying it, but it's, if you hear that, you're like, hey, you like Dissection. I'm like, yes, I do.
You're influenced by this band, right?
And I will freely admit, like, if you listen to our tracks, you can be like, hey, you were listening to a lot of Celtic Frost when you wrote this. I'm like, yes, I was.
Yeah. Fantastic band, though,
So
my
it's just a lot
Soulless, I get that all the time. What Tool riff is that? That's my tribute to Tool. That's not a tribute. That's not a Tool song, but it does. It definitely mimics the Tool style of playing. You know what I mean? So.
And when in doubt, if I can't figure out the chorus, let's say, I've got my root, I'm in the 1. If I can't figure out what to do with the chorus, you just go to the 6. So if you're in the key of E, go to a C, and just start your chorus on a C, second inversion, and it'll sound big and fancy, and everyone will be like, ooh, when in actuality, I just didn't know what to do. So that's just what I did.
Just moved it to here.
Yeah. It's like, well, there are certain things, like I said, Darren, he'd be like, yeah, you didn't know where to go with this, did you? I was like, nope. Like, so I did this thing that I do. So now it's like a signature thing we do in our band, because I've done it in so many songs that now it's like the thing that we do, which is just me not knowing where to go with the song.
Nice.
Now, what about you, Draven? I know you have a few originals. You kind of gave us a little taste of that last time you were on the show. Like, do you write your lyrics first, or do the riffs come first?
It's funny that that's why I think I was so interested and intrigued by his answer, was because I'm sort of the same. Like, I'll look for, or I'll be listening to a specific album or, a song, and just trying to, like, get that into like, I guess, a song that I'm trying to create or something that I'm trying to do. But I think the chords, and like, I'll just pick up a guitar and just start playing something, and then everything else sort of just follows through. But I think that was pretty cool. That that's like something similar that I do. So yeah, it's cool.
Now, how do you write your lyrics?
Well, for the song that I just wrote, Bloody Sunday, but TJ likes to call it Bleeding Sunday.
Yeah, I like it. Bleeding Sunday sounds way better, right?
It's Bloody Sunday. But I don't know. It just happens. It just comes. It's just like it's sort of just it's natural. I guess it's not really. I don't just sit there and think of things, or it's just like I pick up the guitar, play something, and then it just kind of just comes out, and then I'm like, okay, I like this. This is pretty cool. I don't know where the fuck this is coming from, but hey. So
yeah. See, and we diverge in that respect because sometimes I'll have a phrase. Like I'll have a phrase that sticks in my head, and that phrase is in the song. But beyond that, I have no idea. And so what I'll do is I'll finish the song, I write all the music, and I'll sit there and I'll just play it on repeat. And I'll record myself singing phonetically, and I get the meter and the rhyme scheme almost that I want. And then once I get the meter, and I do a lot of syncopation and a lot of hemiolas, basically a lot of 3/2 and a lot of syncopation in my vocals. And so once I get all that mapped out and kind of what I want, then I sit down with my headphones and I listen to me making noise, and I try and figure out what lyrics fit my rhyme scheme that still apply to the original phrase that was going to set the tone for the whole thing.
Right.
It's super convoluted. It's not efficient at all.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound very sufficient.
No.
See, with me, it's always the riff first, and then, like you said, I'll immerse myself into that riff, and then the lyrics come after the fact. Yeah. I've only had one song, Empty Faces. I had all the lyrics before the riff even came to me. I already knew the song entirely, when it finally come out of me, right?
Yeah. But that happens for me like once or twice. I'll have the words, but most times the music's first. But luckily, I travel a lot usually, so like I wrote the lyrics for Cold and Formless Deep flying back from LA or to and from LA. So like I'm sitting there, I got a long flight, so I just sat there with my pen and I just wrote the album lyrics. So it worked.
Cool. No, I hear you. However it comes out, right? This is.
I would not call myself a lyricist. So.
But like, I mean, speaking on lyricists, like, where do you get besides like your influences on music and bands and everything? Where else do you get your influences? Like, if you're trying to write a song, are you writing it based on you just making up stuff, or is it just like you going through a certain circumstance or an experience or something, and then you're like, I need to talk about this, and I'm gonna express it through a song or something?
So I have done that a few times. Like I've got, there was a particular nasty breakup, and I wrote a number of songs about that. But and again, you only know it's about that if if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. But well, except this one guy. So I wrote this song called "Goddess," and there's this line in it: "No one gets out of her alive." Which that's a great line. But
that's deep. That's real deep.
But most of the time, I write a lot about like mythology, folklore, especially with the last album. It was concerning growing up in like the super Southern Baptist, strict South, and at the same time, like the folklore surrounding living in the swamp, and being raised with my grandparents who were strict Southern Baptists, but they still had that like folk occult aspect to it. But like if you tried to tell them that, they wouldn't believe you. But there were so many different like occult practices that they would do, because it's almost like the Haitian and voodoo and all that. They took Catholicism, mixed it with their local. So a lot of that was here in the South as well. And that's a lot what I base my lyrics on. The last two albums is the folklore, growing up in the South, where just the extreme oppression, and ex-girlfriends.
No, I found that too. Like I'm originally from Georgia, so I'm only up a couple hours from where you guys are. Fuck, half day's drive, you know what I mean? And it's a different world down there, man, compared to up here in that sense, right? Like, so I've kind of had that bonus, and that's if you look at my older songs to my newer songs that I'm writing up here now in Canada, fuck, what a difference, you know.
I mean, it's like I was talking to a friend of mine, like literally 2 blocks that way, 3 blocks that way is this giant compound. It's this private Christian school. Everyone, it's all very strict, very conservative, and they control this part of where I live. So it's very like. Meanwhile, yeah. So that's a big aspect.
Whole new thing down there, man. Like as you said, my family was Baptist, Methodist, or whatever. I wear the scar still on my arm from not paying attention and not listening. You know what I mean? So it definitely influenced a lot of my early music. You can definitely hear it. I got songs like "Burn," you know, like just hatred songs about life. You know.
I mean, I still write those songs.
Oh yeah, man, every day, right?
So that's kind of a long answer to a short question about where my influence is.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, I want to thank you guys tonight for putting up with me being a little late tonight. By the time we got in, RD and I were only 2 that didn't get a room until how long, RD? Fucking
3 hours.
3 hours we waited for our room, bud. I'm like, all I want to do is this interview tonight, man. Like, you know, it's like, I want to thank you guys very much for your patience today. Fucking coming on still at the end of the, when it's all said and done, you know.
No problem. Hey, and Kyla McCall and Samantha Jones, and everyone commenting, a lot of good comments, I guess. I don't really ever see comments, but yeah, go for it.
John, no, David, I always kind of keep them up so everyone can see them, you know, just in case. Right now, I can't really look because I'm not at home on my home system, so I'm literally looking at my phone, so I can't even see what people are saying, right? I know Kevin's watching, 100%. My love there, Roxy's watching, you know what I mean? Kevin's the best. That guy watches every show, but he's a fucking true fan, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hi, Kevin.
So, you guys have merch. You guys got a CD. I know Draven's got that coming up soon, but yeah, we'll start with Draven. You got shirts and merch and stuff, man, or what?
I guess it's in the process.
Yeah. Get the fuck out! I'm doing an interview. Close the door.
Yeah, in due time. Yeah, there'll be some Draven merch for you guys. What about you up there?
I have.
I
do have merch. We've got shirts. We have shirts, CDs, hot sauce, coffee, patches, stickers. So funny story. So like I said, we got a bunch of merch that got jacked up before our European tour. So we were supposed to do another one. So we ordered more, and then COVID didn't happen. So we were sitting on a ton of merch. But we love hot sauce. We're like kind of hot. We are hot sauce and coffee nuts, which is why we carry hot sauce and coffee. But we totally COVID happened, and we're like, well, we have all this hot sauce. We ate like half of our stock of hot sauce because it was like a garlic habanero. It's so good. Like we had to take it. And like we took it and we just like put it back in the band room. Like, all right, stop eating the hot sauce. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so we have all the stuff. If you go to our Bandcamp, it's the Bandcamp/the Noctambulant, NOCTAMBULANT. And if you go to our Bandcamp, all of that will be in there. I can't type it. I don't know how, but if someone types my band name in the comments, I'd be glad.
I wish I was, like, as I said, on my computer, I'd be able to pull the link up, put it right up as we were talking about it, but kind of fucking, I still got to work to fucking eat and pay the bills, right? So
that's true. All right, but yeah, and that's about it. And we've got hopefully new merch coming. I've been working on some designs because our shirts they're good, but I feel like they're kind of old now. So
yeah,
I want.
I'm like that. I change my logo every year. Where this is the actually original shirt I'm surprised I'm wearing it today, to tell you the truth. And then our new logo was with the ram, the triple fucking horn thing, and then our very good friends over here, Charlotte from FX Mayberry, she's an artist, so she drew up the new logo that's coming here in the new year. We have it, I just haven't posted it yet, right? I've been just waiting, right? So,
not to talk shit, but we played with some bands over the last year, 2 years, 3 years that, in my humble opinion, were kind of horrible. But they had great shirts, and I'm like, damn, their shirts look so good. So I realized that in order to sell, you don't have to be good. You just have to have good-looking merch.
That's true, though. Like,
it's not selling out; it's buying in.
Yeah.
Like Boog and Tammy and them, we'd be in the city and you'd see just a poster for like a fucking death metal band, but you knew it was death metal because you couldn't really read it because of the way it's written, right? But yet you still went to that show. We wrote that down on your phone right away. We went and bought their T-shirts, seen their show, regardless whether they sucked or not. Their artwork is what, you know.
I've been to many grindcore shows where I didn't know anyone playing. I still couldn't tell you any of the bands. No idea. Yeah. But it was a fun show, and I bought the merch.
Yeah. No, that's how you support those bands. When you guys, when we go to these shows, buy the merch, man. Like, go online, buy the merch. Fucking help these bands, man. That's how they make their money, you know? Like, we got talking about it earlier with the other weekend, I think it was, with Thy Enemy. And they were saying, like, to even go on tour, you have to pay money before you can even go on tour. You know, like
depending on the tour, like, you know, it's you buy on, and you know. Oh yeah, even John David. Even if you hate a Metallica, you still buy the Puss Head. You are absolutely correct. My first band shirt was a Puss Head Metallica shirt. It was the flaming skull with the wings, and it had the yin yang on the back. That shirt was awesome.
Cool, man.
Man. It's like a classic. But yeah, dude, it's you know, touring is ridiculously expensive. And
it is, though. Well, you have your hotel fees, like
we're lucky
I know,
in the way that
for
we
me to come to work, shit, man, they're spending $1,000 a week on me to eat, to have my hotel. Like, you know, I better pull my weight while I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, we're lucky that we have our own transportation and we have our own place to sleep. So we're lucky in that respect. But at the same time, you know, it's a lot of bands don't. And before we did that, you had to factor in like food, gas, hotels, and you know, if you get a guarantee's not going to do much but cover some of the gas. So you really got to be pushing and hustling with that merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Right.
Everything is money.
So. Oh, go ahead, Draven.
No, I just said everything revolves around money.
That's the worst part of it all. Yeah. But it's not even true when you get into the industry and you meet people like yourselves, my good friends over at Dead Man's Prophecy, you know, Late Night Trouble as well. Like when Dead Man Prophecy comes and plays on my stage, they don't charge me nothing. You know, like that's crazy. Right? Like, I'll give them the gas and place to stay, but they're not charging me the band fee. You know what I mean? Even Late Night Trouble for my birthday bash, giving me a fantastic deal to come all the way from Montreal to play on my stage for my birthday. You know, like I can't wait for that. That's a private invite too, by the way. So we'll be advertising that here real soon. Now that we already let the cat out of the bag, we have 3 amazing bands already booked and ready to go. I'll make the announcement soon enough, right?
Well, hey, when we come up there to New York, you know, you should get us some shows in Canada.
Oh, I could definitely hook you up here. Yeah, our friends over at Sofa City Sounds with Amanda there. She does the Niagara region, so that's right across the border. I know she has a couple stages, and then if we pull you a little further north, I can get you Barrie, a little bit in Toronto, definitely up north where I am for a couple private parties.
Yeah, I totally dropped the ball on that Sofa. I gotta text her. Thank you for reminding me. If you talk to her, apologize and tell her I suck, and I'll get her the stuff. unless it's too late.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. I'll let her know. I'll be talking to her tonight, anyways. Right. So we're kind of not separated as far as co-hosting and doing our stuff. We're still definitely behind the scenes working together 100%. But she has so much going on with the book, with such as bands like yourself and that. It's like she can't do the shows because she's so busy writing now, trying to get everything done for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books now she has to write. Right. So but I'll let her know. You guys will get her stuff over to her here real soon, right? I'll
Yes,
remind
sir.
you again.
Please.
But
I
huge
got a lot
shout
going
out to
on. I
Amanda
forget,
over there,
man.
Sofa City Sounds, man. They're fantastic over there, right?
I don't mean to forget, but I get busy and I forget.
No, it's so true though. I'm the same. Fuck, between work and trying to do the schedule, and you got certain people you talk to, but
Oh, it's just excuses. You guys are nothing but old farts.
It is almost my bedtime. Don't fuck with me.
I know. I'm about to say the same thing, man. I got to be up early tomorrow, man. We're working 12 to 15 hours now until the end of the job. Like I'm 7 days a week here now working. So
this was decaf. Like, don't let it fool you. This was decaffeinated hot tea.
Yeah,
because I'm old.
Yeah. Going to bed, baby.
Dude, especially like at work, doing that flooring job. Yeah, wore my ass out.
Oh, is there anything you guys want to let out before we take off then for the night?
Thanks for having us. I am now going to look up Draven because you seem like a pretty rad dude. So.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
He's good shit, man. He does every Saturday, right?
Every Saturday, 11 to 1:30. It's the Draven show, and
where do you do this?
To, come by, and I will definitely check out your stuff, and yeah. And
where is your Draven show at?
Where do we find you, man? How do we find you, Draven?
Just on Facebook. You can type in Michael Draven. If you guys watch The Crow, Eric Draven. So just take Draven and Michael Draven. Boom. But yeah, you guys can definitely check that out. You guys are more than welcome to. So yeah.
I'll send you a link over when he goes live too. That way I know you got it. You can check him out.
Yeah, because again, I'll forget on come Saturday. But
hey, I know, but I have my friend Roxy there. Fuck, she reminds me of keeping up with Draven as well. Like we're so busy over here too, right? Yeah. She does a lot of the scheduling now. Taking care of me in that aspect. Right.
Yep. All right. Well, I appreciate Bones. Thanks for having us on. It was fun.
Oh, of course, man. And like I said, you guys are always welcome. You guys were one of my favorite bands to have on. I listen to your shit all the time, my friend.
So I totally forgot the whole reason I was supposed to be on in the first place, and that was to talk about the Gulf Coast shows that we just did.
Yeah. All right.
Damn it. I was like, there was a reason. We played some shows. Yeah. We played some shows in the Gulf Coast, and it was great. It was nice being on the road again.
Yeah, no doubt, though, man. Like, when I went and seen that band there not long ago, it was a private show. Like, I was the only other guest in the bar other than others. So it wasn't really, I'm not counting it as my first large show yet. Just because, I can't wait to be there with other people. Fuck. Crave being in that pit, man.
Well, thanks again. And, we'll definitely get back on.
Always, man. You guys are always welcome. I know you got some new shit coming up soon, so just touch base. I'll probably bug you in the next couple of weeks anyways again, right? See what you're up to, right?
Yeah. I appreciate
Draven, you're like my boy, man. You're always welcome to come on and give me a hand co-hosting. I want to thank you tonight for being such short notice.
No problem. It's an honor and a privilege, and it's awesome to meet bands like this. It reminds me, like, do you guys see like us as like in a little box Because like I'm like in this little box, and it reminds me of like the Brady Bunch, and we're just like
It does.
looking at each other like we're just
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
hey. But no, it was
So.
awesome. It's always a good time. I love meeting new bands, awesome music. TheBoneYard, man.
Hey, we're just keeping it real here, man. Supporting the local scene all around the world.
Yes.
You know, all the way from Florida, New York, whether it's Ontario. Fuck.
Yeah.
We just want music to be out there, man. It's what makes people, it's what saves people, what keeps us going, you know. So that's
Absolutely.
why I'm here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll say, yeah.
But on that note,
it's been great.
Play it loud, play it proud, baby. I'm gonna take us off the air, and we'll fucking go from there. I want to thank everybody for watching, man. If it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be nothing. You know what I mean? So
yes, and all the messages and all the comments and everything. So everybody watching, thank you so much.
Yes.